Hi, good, welcome back. This is Klinefelters and me, and I'm Chantel, and I have Klinefelter syndrome. So, one of the things that I wanted to talk about was when I found out that I had Klinefelters and what it had done to me mentally. When I found out that I had Klinefelters, my doctor had told me, and he said, you know, testosterone was what I had to take for the rest of my life. And I said no. I had a lot of things that were going on in my life that I could not explain how I felt and why I was feeling it, and I didn't understand. And I remember one time I had, you know, I live my life female, I feel female, my brain even thinks female, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, I remember one time I figured if I was to get rid of all my girl clothes, women clothes, that this feeling would go away, and it never went away. I just tried to turn around. I had to go back and buy it all over again and spend waste more money, and it just never went away, right? It was kind of funny. So, but when I found out that I had Klinefelter syndrome, it was a relief, and scary all rolled in one. Happy that I found something, why I was feeling the way I was. But it was scary too, because I didn't know what my body was doing, and my body was changing again. And I remember going down into the doctor's office, like when they wanted to do an ultrasound on my chest. And I went in, I remember sitting there, and the nurse was doing the ultrasound with the gel onto my chest, and she goes, "Oh my God, you have breast tissue." And all I could say was, "Yes! I have something!" And she just looked at me and she went, "What?" And I explained to her, right? And she was like, "Oh, okay, good for you, I guess." So a lot of things had changed. A lot of things helped out when I found out I had Klinefelters. But I went back to work, and I'm a truck driver. I've been a truck driver for the last 23 years. And when you start thinking about something like this constantly, what your body's going to do, how your changes, your chest starting to hurt because your boobs are growing in, things like that, you start to think constantly. You're constantly thinking, and when you start to constantly think, you start to get tired. You're just always tired, and I was having problems with my work. I couldn't deliver my loads on time. I couldn't pick up my loads on time. I was never getting enough sleep. And I had to take a year off work. It was either take the time off or get fired, and I prefer to take it off. So I took a year off of work, trying to get my head straight, get around what was happening to me, and it was difficult. It definitely was difficult. So it took me about a year to get my mind and it's a big step. And it's not like you can just, I'm going to take this step because I swear I'm going to take this step. It's, your body is going through it and you have no control over it. One minute you think you have one problem of getting rid of the feelings that you have by, you know, throwing away your female clothes, to the next minute finding out that you're growing boobs naturally without any hormones, that your body is doing what it's doing, and how it all came around, and the fact that you got that extra chromosome, and it just blows your mind. It does. It blows your mind. I don't know who else, like, when anybody else found out they had Klinefelters. I'm talking to the people now that have Klinefelters. When you guys found out you had Klinefelters, was it an easy pill to swallow? Or was it a big one? For me, it was pretty big. I had to get my mind around this. Like, I had to get my head around it. My family was there to help me out with it. Most of my family, I guess. So that explained a lot. Explained why I couldn't read or write that well. Explained the fact that I couldn't speak until I was 5. Explained why it didn't matter what I did, I couldn't grow the muscles that everybody else had. Explain why I'm 6 feet tall. Well, actually, not really. My whole mother's side of the family is tall people. Explains why my legs and arms are as long as they are. Explains a lot. And yeah, it's. Now I don't know if I got Klinefelter syndrome. Oh, I know I have Klinefelter syndrome. Don't get me wrong with that. Blood work done, everything else. I got that. I got all the symptoms to it. But I don't know if it's because I'm different. I don't know because every other person and all the videos out there, that they're all male. I don't know. Maybe I'm got Klinefelter syndrome and transgender. I don't know why I turned out this way. I would never be able to live as a man, and that's fine. I am what I am. I am who I am. I enjoy myself, who I am. It took a long time to get to this point. It's a big step to go from one gender to the other. I found out when I was 30 that I had Klinefelters, that I was going through what I was going through, and that pretty much my secret was out at that point. And that was a relief for me at that point too. But it takes a lot of energy, a lot of strength. It takes a lot of courage to go from one gender to another gender. And so my sister always told me, because she has children, and I was living my life as both male and female, out and around, trying to get used to living my life as Chantel out in public. And my sister told me, she said, you have to pick one or the other. You can't be both because you're going to really confuse the kids, right? Understandable. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to do it this way. I decided best time to do it would be New Year's Eve. I'll go from Sean to Chantel. So it happens to be that I was delivering a load at somewhere in the States, and I'm from Canada, so I was somewhere in New York State. I was delivering a load, and 11:30 at night I arrived there, and midnight I was changing over. I promised myself, because if you didn't promise yourself, you don't do it right away, then it's always going to be an excuse. I'll do it another day, I'll do it another day, I'll do it another day, whatever, right? So I decided, no, this is it. Whatever happens, midnight, I'm going to do it. So here I am. I hand in my paperwork 11 o'clock at night, or 11:30 at night at the customer as Sean. At 12:30 in the morning, that morning, only an hour later, I go walking in at Chantel, and the looks on their face, it was priceless. I would have loved to catch that on film on that shocking thing. Their jaws just dropped, and so I got my paperwork and I left, and I never looked back since. And it's been, I've had my ups and downs, and but I'm trucking along. I'm doing my thing. So yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that this would have helped you out or whatever. I hope this does help you out, and I hope that you like and subscribe to this channel, and leave a comment down below. Maybe, not maybe, but we will answer your questions as much as we can, and have yourself a great one. Bye for now.